Going into the final race of Series 1 at Queen City Yacht Club, Warington, a Kirby 23 skipper, was sitting in third position behind Troubadour in first and Panache in second. Some other boats, Moxie, Dragonfly, and Evelina, were behind us in the standings, but within shouting distance. Conditions were fluky. Big shifts, gusts, lulls haunted the course. The committee opted for a triangle, going clockwise around 3 floating marks in the inner harbor of Toronto. We came very close to winning the jug for being first over the start line, but my final tack was about 10 seconds too late to win the honors. As we settled into the first leg, most of the fleet went for a less direct but windier route to the left, so when we met at the first mark, most of the fleet was slightly ahead of us. Oops. Thanks to a wind shift near the mark, I had to do a last-minute pair of tacks to get around. Double oops. Doing a pair of tacks like this to clear a mark is never a good thing. It loses time, it loses distance, and it's just annoying. And you can run into problems if there's other boats around the pin, but in this case, I didn't have a choice. So you can see though, at least when I did the second in this pair, I landed the lay mark just about perfectly, because once the boat started gaining way and stopped slipping sideways, I cleared the mark by about 6 inches. Perfect, sort of. And then in the drag race, the second mark, a number of boats from the start behind us had rolled me from behind, stealing my air and making me wish that I had taken a more windward arching course as a defensive strategy against them sneaking up from behind. Triple oops. So Panache, Moxie, and Dragonfly all rounded the second mark ahead of us. But as a lull descended on most of the fleet, we were able to sneak up on Dragonfly and gain ground on Panache and Moxie. Much of the fleet then got tangled from the third mark, and we were able to swing wide around them. Conditions as we started the second lap were even more bizarre. We managed to keep up with Panache, but the frequent wind shifts were making life difficult for everyone. We rounded the final mark just behind Moxie, then the wind died again. Much of the fleet, including Panache, Dragonfly, and Moxie, went right to look for more. We opted to go left, and when the wind filled in on our side first, we were able to catch up with the other boats in our division and beat them all with the time correction. The handicapping system we use isn't perfect, but it does allow for very different boats, like our 2,400-pound Kirby, to compete with a 9,000-pound Ericsson, and that's what makes perf racing fun. Thanks to today's win and the fact that Troubadour didn't race this week or last, Warington was able to sneak into first place, a remarkable feat, considering that for the past 2 seasons we were often dead last. Several years of hard work are finally paying off, and we can show what this little boat is capable of, with nice sails and a lot of practice.